This is the Dolphin Premier Robotic Pool Cleaner, the 2025 model from Maytronics. If you're hunting for a reliable way to keep your in-ground pool spotless, chances are you've seen this guy pop up all over the internet. I totally get why. I was honestly a bit skeptical at first too. There's always a lot of buzz when it comes to big-name robotic pool cleaners, and I used to wonder if these claims could measure up in daily use, especially compared to my usual routine of vacuuming and skimming. So today I want to give you a real quick review based on my hands-on experience as someone who actually uses it regularly. Let's talk about its shape and first impressions because they matter, especially for new users. The Dolphin Premier looks and feels like a serious piece of equipment. It's larger than some other pool robots I've used, but not in a bad way. More like it's meant to handle a full-size in-ground pool without quitting halfway. The build is solid. The tracks are thick and feel grippy, like little tank treads, and the handle on top is super useful for lifting it in and out of the pool. You can instantly sense that this isn't a lightweight or flimsy appliance. It's heavier than expected. Mine clocked in around 36 pounds, but that extra weight actually helps it stay put on the pool floor and walls. One feature that stands out is the 60-foot cord with a built-in anti-tangle swivel. As a pool owner, I always hated untangling cords mid-clean, but with this one, it moves smoothly, and I've never had it knot up or limit the robot's reach. That makes a difference if you've got a large pool, and you want true wall-to-wall cleaning without any drama. From my experience, getting started with the Premier was super easy. There's nothing complicated about setting it up. No assembly, no extra hoses or booster pumps. It really is a drop-and-go machine, just like they say. Plug it into your outlet, press the only big button on the power supply, and let it get to work. Even though the robot is packed with features, the controls are minimal and not confusing. It's just simple touch controls. Once it started moving, that's when I really noticed how different this cleaner feels compared to budget units or traditional pool vacuums. The first time I used it, I watched it climb the walls and scrub the waterline. That was a huge surprise for me, because most pool robots tend to focus only on the floor, or they struggle to stick to the sides. The Premier really hugs the pool walls, thanks to those hyper-grip tracks, and goes all the way up to the waterline, scrubbing off dirt, algae, and scum in places I'd usually have to do by hand. Speaking of cleaning, the scrub brushes underneath are quite powerful. You can hear and see them working even above the water. If you ever struggled to get rid of persistent dirt, especially in areas where debris usually camps out, like corners, steps, and the waterline, this machine handles it. For pools that get a lot of leaves, twigs, or sand, that's a relief, because I used to spend forever skimming and brushing things manually. One of the key features that makes this cleaner stand out for me is its multimedia filtration system. This isn't just marketing, it actually matters in practice. The Premier includes a couple of different filter cartridges, a fine filter, an ultrafine cartridge for cloudier water days, and this oversized leaf bag that can handle the big stuff you usually panic about when the wind picks up or during the fall. Being able to swap out the filter depending on what's going on in my pool is really convenient. During pollen season, I mainly use the ultrafine filter, and when the trees start dropping leaves, the big leaf bag comes out. The weekly scheduler is a great idea, especially if you love convenience. Instead of going outside to plug in the robot every day, you set it to clean on your ideal schedule. Every day, every second day, or every third day. It saves me loads of time. There's an added bonus, a media alert that lets you know when the filter is full. Now that's not something every pool cleaner has, but it's a small detail that saves you from pointless guesswork or having to fish the unit out of the water just to check. But to keep it real, I want to talk about a few things I don't love as much, because nothing's perfect. The big one for me is that the Dolphin Premier doesn't come with a smartphone app. At first, I wanted Wi-Fi controls, thinking it'd be nice to drive it around from my phone or check cleaning history when I'm away. That's a downside if you're really into smart home gadgets. I know some other models now ship with apps and allow scheduling remotely, so if that's a big deal for you, you might want to think about it. But to be honest, the simple control panel isn't a huge loss for me after using it, because everything works well enough with the touch controls. The other thing is the weight. I mentioned earlier that the unit feels solid. For me, that's a plus for performance. But if you're not used to moving around heavier equipment, or if you need to pull it out frequently, it can get a bit awkward. I usually rinse off the filters after every big clean, and lifting the robot up, especially when it's wet, might take a bit of effort. It's worth thinking about if you have any back issues or really want something lightweight. A small detail, but I'll mention it. The Premier sits pretty high on the price range compared to bargain robots and even other models in the Dolphin lineup. I spent a lot of time comparing features before buying, and the 3-year warranty was a big part of my final decision. The warranty lasts longer than others I considered, and that really gives me peace of mind since you're investing quite a bit. If something goes wrong, you know you're not just out of luck. Still, if you're not planning to use it often or have a smaller pool, you'll want to decide if that extra cost makes sense for you. In conclusion, after using the Dolphin Premier Robotic Pool Cleaner day in and day out, I feel confident recommending it if your main goal is a super clean pool with as little effort as possible. You get reliable cleaning on the floor, walls, and especially the waterline, which sets it apart in my opinion. The multiple filtration options mean you can really customize each clean. Super useful if your pool faces different debris depending on the season. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants to seriously cut down their pool maintenance time or fights a never-ending battle with leaves, pollen, and fine debris. While you might find the lack of smart controls or the heavier build to be a drawback, the trade-off for performance, user-friendliness, and durability is well worth it. I also think the 3-year warranty makes the price much easier to justify, especially for full-size in-ground pool owners. If you're new to pool ownership or just tired of spending your weekends cleaning, the Dolphin Premier can take most of the work off your plate. Let it handle the boring stuff, and you can enjoy more swim time with less hassle. That's pretty much my quick review of the Dolphin Premier Robotic Pool Cleaner, straight from experience. If you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button so you won't miss future reviews. Drop your questions, experiences, or thoughts in the comments. I always reply and love hearing how these products work out for other pool owners. Thank you for watching.